Bitcoin price on discount on $5,800. Why did Bitcoin hash rate crashed and why is this important for our space? With all mentioned, welcome back to Crypto Wealthy channel, guys. In today's video we're going to discuss about mentioned news which are important for the next period of time for the Bitcoin and crypto space in general. I hope you are well in this situation of crisis that we have in the world. It's very important to stay home and of course watch our videos. And now let's begin. So for now we are going to start with very interesting topic that we have. We dropped significantly of 20 to 25% into the Bitcoin miners power, and the miners are capitulating on some sort of a way over here when it comes to mining the Bitcoin. Now one and very obvious reason, at least first reason, should be the price of the Bitcoin, which is crashing on the downside, and the miners are actually turning off the machines because of profitability for the Bitcoin. Now I do think, and I did research a little bit and think that there is a lot much than that in this space, because as we know, miners are guardians for the Bitcoin and the Bitcoin security itself, and we need to respect and cover those sort of news also. So did miners dump over 250,000 Bitcoins? Of course it's possible, and we're going to mention some reasons why it's possible. What if the miners stopped selling Bitcoin? There are 1,800 new Bitcoins mined every day, and between the period of January 4th and March 12th there would have been 122,400,000 Bitcoin mined. This is about 50% of the amount that was revived by short-term holders, and you don't get more short-term than freshly mined Bitcoins. This could be a very good guess, and one of the reasons is because the charts are showing the same thing. On the 4th January we can see the growth of the price, which means that the pressure from the miner side did not occur. If this state over here is correct, we have been stopping selling. I mean, miners stopped selling Bitcoins over here and start selling it over here all the way until here, where we actually had fear, uncertainty and doubt because of the situation in the world, right? And after that, big flash crash to the $3,800 level of support over here, where the price started to recover right now. So yeah, this is also the very possible scenario that the miners actually did not sell because of the pump first, so they could be profitable. Why am I saying this? It's because the difficulty was growing pretty strong and pretty high, which means that they will not get so often Bitcoin, and the halving is approaching, and many miners are trying to mine as much Bitcoins as they can before that occurs, because the reward for the mining of the Bitcoin when the May comes and the halving happens will be cut on half, and many of them, especially small pools, will be unprofitable to mine the Bitcoin, and then they could be in pretty good loss, at least for that short period of time when the price is still on the downside. And because we all know that the Bitcoin price will go on the way to the upside because cut off inflation, but that period will come much later, and for miners that's too long to wait, right? And now we have question, why would miners crash the market? And some of them I just told you, and let's see others. To liquidate leverage competitors, this is totally fine. Many smaller miners hedge on leverage platforms like BitMEX. Yeah, so as we can see, even small miners are leveraging on the platform like BitMEX and other exchanges in order to multiply their Bitcoin and to stay profitable in this game, because as we know, they are small ones and they need to stay focusing on the price also in order to stay in this game and to be in some sort of a way competitors to the big ones, which is a little bit less likely. To increase their market share ahead of the halving, as I told you, the same thing I mentioned you because of the above. To shake out big manipulators plus token scammers, institutional investors prior to the halving. This reason is very interesting to see because nobody expects from miners to manipulate the price, of course, on a good way, because I would rather let miners manipulate the price in order to stay profitable and to hold the hash rate in the good direction so that we can have security into the decentralization of the Bitcoin, right? So 51% attack could not occur, but in this case, at least by this theory, to throw out scammers like Plus Token Scam, for example, institutional investors who are trying to actually manipulating with the price with a big amount of bitcoins, and also especially other whales that could move the price pretty significantly, or even bring the FOMO into the space so they can follow the manipulation people and dump money, of course. But for now, Bitcoin hash rate is actually coming back, trying to recover, let's say, and we will see how this will play out, and will the miners actually leave the space of mining, or will we have still strong hash rate. Even so, when the halving occur, we will see if the miners could stay profitable by those charts into the space after the halving happens. But I do think that they could be profitable when the Bitcoin price reaches some all-time highs as $20,000, $30,000, which will happen by the time. But the halving and cutting inflation on half needs a little bit more time to stabilize the price. As we can see over here, because of these news, maybe some of the miners are still saving the Bitcoin to sell on a little bit higher prices, so we will still have some sort of a barriers on the way to the upside, as we can see over here, until we reach the $20,000 because of those selling of precious, where the Bitcoin miners and others needs to stay profitable in order to stay in this game. Now let's get back on the charts over here. Enough with the miners. Now let's talk about trading and investing in Bitcoin and what the price is doing. We can see on daily chart that we are still on some sort of a way retesting this trend line over here. We are below 20 exponential daily moving average, which is not good. As we can see, a retest happened over here, and there is a big possibility that we will retest this one more time before we go on the downside if we've been rejected over here. Now if we break this 20 exponential moving average, many things can happen, because MACD is following our guessing over here, let's say like that, because once the Bitcoin price get above this 20 exponential moving average and MACD is still bullish, there is a big possibility that we will have big momentum on the way to the upside. So make sure you observe this area over here. Right now we're having some sort of a level of resistance of $6,000, and this candle over here is showing us that perfectly fine, perfect rejection from $6,000. We all know how much important that level is, and if we switch on 4-hourly chart, the 20 exponential moving average on 4-hourly chart is making also the resistance together with the $6,000, and that is one of the bearish thing that I'm worried about, because two levels, when they match up, no matter if it's a trend line with the exponential moving averages, or maybe it's with the Fibonacci retracement, whatever levels are matching up and giving you some sort of a level of resistance and support, that means that those levels that matched up are very strong, no matter if it's support or resistance. So this is why I'm a little bit worried, because we have a pressure from the upside. So make sure you observe just this level today and tomorrow if the Bitcoin price actually managed to push it on the way to the upside and start breaking up some new level of resistances. Now, not to be too bearish, we can see many other assets are still pretty significantly down, as S&P 500, gold, oil, and as we can see, Bitcoin is trying to actually recover into this crisis that we have about coronavirus and many other economical stuff that we have in the world. So this is very bullish for the Bitcoin and for the crypto space in general. We should be proud on ourselves and on the space in general, because we are still trying to hold on into this entering of recession thing and the economic crisis that we are facing right now. Please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. It really means to us to build this channel up for you, as I mention on every single episode. And I want to thank every single each last one of you for watching our videos, ladies and gentlemen. Until the next episode, happy trading and goodbye.